Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to what will be the last video for uploads for today. But y'all, we're getting on the good foot and we are giving our flowers today, and most certainly to this beautiful lady here, the Empress of Soul. Look at here, when I saw that as her title, I said I have to do a video on Miss Gladys Knight, the one and only Miss Gladys Knight. All right, so let's get into it because she has really entered into a beautiful milestone as she has just celebrated her 81st birthday, and she is still in those celebratory and entertaining streets, if you will. She has been performing and continuing performing for weeks on end that I've seen, and I'm just so happy for this lady that she is doing what she does best, and that is being the beautiful soul that she is. So let's go ahead and get into it because we are paying flowers or paying our dues to one incomparable lady here, Miss Gladys Knight. All right, so our sharing, it is coming to us by way of Soul Tracks, who none other than, right? And news break, by the way. So let's get into it. Celebrating Gladys Knight's 81st birthday, the Empress of Soul. I just like saying that, like it just rolls off, like that's a cool title. All right, so here we go. By any measure, Gladys Knight is one of the greatest soul singers of all time. She was voted number 3 by Soul Tracks readers. Oh, I got to figure out who 1 and 2 was. Well, probably 1 being Queen of Soul would be Aretha, right? Her expressive, powerful voice became the model for 2 generations of singers from Jennifer Holliday to Alicia Keys, and her work with the Pips stands tall among the best soul music of the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Born and raised in Georgia, Knight showed her impressive vocal talent early, winning on Ted Mack's Amateur Hour as a child. As a preteen in the 50s, she formed a singing group with her brother Bubba and cousins William Guest and Edward Patton, a group that would later be called Gladys Knight and the Pips. The group performed together around Georgia for several years and began recording in the early 60s. They scored a couple of R&B hits on small labels, including Every Beat of My Heart and Letter Full of Tears. But it was their 1965 signing by Motown that gave them their first major national exposure. Considered the beautiful Southern darling by other artists at Motown, Knight was not always given the attention of Motown brass, and her career at the label was clearly one of a secondary artist. Though she did record a number of memorable songs, working with producer Norman Whitfield, Knight was generally given rawer, gutsier material than most of her Motown label mates. And she scored big R&B hits with the original funky version of I Heard It Through the Grapevine, later remade into a smash by Marvin Gaye, as well as the Dance Cuts Friendship Train and Nitty Gritty. Now, however, when given the chance, Knight also proved herself a great balladeer, such as on If I Were Your Woman and her last Motown hit, Neither One of Us. Now, in 1973, Gladys Knight and the Pips moved to Buddha Records, where working with writer Jim Weatherly, they took on a more sophisticated sound that blended the Pips' smooth harmonies with Knight's gritty lead vocals. The results were memorable, and the group became perhaps the top soul group of the mid-70s, boasting a string of number 1 hits, including I've Got to Use My Imagination, I Feel a Song, Best Thing That Ever Happened, and their signature song, Midnight Train to Georgia. Knight also ventured into acting around this time, landing a lead role in the movie Pipe Dreams. Now, the hits slowed down for the group as the 70s came to a close, and they moved to Columbia, where recording with hotter young producers such as Leon Silvers, they rose again to the top of the soul charts with Landlord, You're Number One, In My Book, and the smash dance hit Save the Overtime. They later signed with MCA, where they scored in 1987 with their last major crossover hit, Love Overboard. Well, I like that song, Love Overboard, can't lift myself. Okay, here we go. Woo! All right, around this time, Knight successfully battled a gambling problem, which I did not know anything about that left her nearly broke. She arose from that battle stronger and ready to move on. Now, in 1989, after over 3 decades together, Gladys and the Pips went their separate ways. The Pips recorded 1 album with Gladys before retiring. Knight, on the other hand, moved smoothly into a solo career, scoring an immediate hit with Men. She continued to record on MCA, through the 90s with moderate success and appeared in the national touring company of Smokey Joe's Cafe. Now, in 1999, she recorded her first gospel album, the critical acclaimed Many Different Roads. And as the new century arose, Knight continued to record through with less commercial success. Now, 2001's At Last, an album of standards, earned Knight a Grammy for Best Traditional R&B Album. She followed in 2005 with One Voice, a gospel album recorded with the Saints Unified Choir at the next year release Before Me, another album of standards on Verve Records. Now, the disc was originally slated for a spring of 2006 release, but was delayed until October to correspond to a PBS special starring Knight. It was several years before Gladys would return to record, but she quietly released a very nice Another Journey in 2013. It is tough to overstate the influence that Gladys Knight has had on so many artists nearly a half century after she first came to the attention to the world. She is flat out one of the greatest soul singers of all time and an artist to cherish. Yes, Chris Rizek, who put this beautiful article together, I could not agree with you more. Oh my goodness, this beautiful lady. Happy birthday to the one and only Gladys Knight. I mean, it's just listening through all of the hit songs that I haven't heard some of them in so long, just to get them all resonating again. I mean, it's such a nice treat to be able to reflect on those things. And I know that it must have been some trying times throughout her career, the things that she has had to see, the things that her and her group had to go through. Oh my goodness, I'm sure this lady could have many stories to tell. But in this moment right now, we are celebrating what is such a beautiful person who brought beautiful artistry to the world and is part of the soundtrack of our lives. So to you, I thank you. Blessings to you, Miss Gladys Knight. I thank you so much for what you have shared and continue to bring to us. And it's like coming home again when I listen to a Gladys Knight song. I mean, it really is. And seeing her perform takes me back to a certain point in time. Obviously, she started out, before, I came into the world, but that's okay, right? I love Gladys Knight. I've always have. I think she is just one deep, soulful, just beautiful spirit, and it just shows. And I just remember being a kid singing her songs, and just like many other artists that I feel that are just part of the soundtrack of our lives, and she is no different in that. So boy, I would love to sit down on the couch really and just have a nice conversation with Gladys. I really would. Miss Knight is just one of those beautiful people. I can't say it enough, right? She just really is, and she comes across so just humbly and so and humble may not even be the word that's even necessary. She just comes across human, and I like that about her. So with that, I'm going to bid you adieu on this video, and I'm going to bid you adieu for the day, but that's okay, because guess what? I'm going to be back tomorrow. So you make sure you have your all notification bells on. Yes, please, and come back, because I'm going to have more stories to tell, more things to share, more things to talk about. I like to share my thoughts, and I like to know yours as well. Definitely be leaving your thoughts down in the comment section of the video as well. If you like to just simply wish her a happy 81st, that'd be great too. Thank you so much again, though, for being here. And you know what? If you are new here and you haven't had a chance to hit the subscribe button, I hope that you will and be part of the family, because I would love to have you. And of course, for all of you that are already part of the family, thank you for your continued viewing and listening support. It means the world to me, and I'm so grateful for it. So with that, I'm going to again bid you adieu. Thank you again. You stay safe, take care, be blessed, and let's just be in happiness and joy. This has been a day of joyful videos, and I love it. I am so here for it, and I hope that you were too, and I hope that you enjoy that, because tomorrow, there might be some that are not so joyful, but that's okay. It's all a balance, right? We do things here, we do things there, and it's okay. But I am so happy about all the videos that I had to be able to talk about today, because it was all about beautiful moments, really, and enduring ones too. And that brings me to reminding you that, hey, I dropped 2 other videos earlier today as well. So if you haven't had an opportunity to go and check those out, I hope that you will do so. We did a little bit of time, and with Cassie and Alex, we wanted to learn a little bit more of their love story. So we did just that, welcoming also her 3rd baby to their family. So congratulations again to them. And Ja Rule getting to walk his beautiful daughter Brittany down the aisle. Yes, we have just had it all in good fun today. And so I'm so glad you were here for that. So with that, you take care, and I will see you next time. Bye.